Good evening. It is 6 o'clock. We can start. This morning I did not add everybody, so that was the problem. So I decided to do it again. I just want to check if it is if I'm recording it. I will record. I'm busy recording it, and hopefully afterwards I can upload it to YouTube, because I think it will be a large file to send through. So I will upload it, and then I will distribute it through the link through email again. So I see Lunga. He's the only one that I can see. So he must wait for me if something is wrong, or because I mute everybody, but you can unmute yourself and then maybe ask a question. We are not so many people, so if you have a question, you can just unmute and ask me a question. And Scott is raising his hand, so let's see what is Scott want. Where is Scott? Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, Scott.
Hello. I wanted to know. With regards to the YouTube, are you going to upload it to your page?
Yeah, I'm going to upload it to my page, and then I'm going to send you the link.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Okay, so that one worked. So let's start with the presentation. Again, as this morning I've indicated, we're going to talk about the assignment 2 that you must send to me. In the assignment, you will look at that Word document, or that we also provided you at the beginning of the year. Is this a map example of a SDF? So you in your assignment, you must create the same type of map, but if you this kind of map, you can create it. The main task will you must send me a shape files of this. For example, you must create a shape file of the green area, for example, the yellow area there, and then the shape files you must send to me. If you want to, you can create a map itself, a layout, and then send the layout as well. But I will, at the end of the session, I will tell you what you must send to me. Just to go a little bit further with the assignment, you must choose a suburb within the study area with no less than 5,000 stands. We will look at that as well. And you must remember, you are the planners now, so you must create this SDF proposal based on the guidelines from the Department of Rural Development and Land Reform. Plus, the SDF must comply with requirements as set out in the Spatial Planning and Land Use Management Act 16 of 2013. So you must remember that you must take that in mind when you create your map and data. So this, at the end, your data or your map must look like this, not 100% like this, but you must add this green area is the river corridor, and the yellow is existing development or something, but you must create a map like this as well, with the legends and stuff like that. If I go to the next one, is now to, when you do your practical, how I will approach it is the following. You can use the same method, but you as planners, you have your own planning processes. What you must go through to identify the urban edge, the new development areas and all that. So you must plan, from planning side, you must do that. From the GIS side is what I will do if I were you, is the first thing is to look at what data do I need. And we will go through that as well. And then the next step is to identify an area with 5,000 stands. The idea was that you use Mangaung stands. I will show you where you can get the data. But there was a question, if you can use the data of your own area, of the town you are staying, you can do that. But it must be approximately 5,000 stands. So that I have so that is the only thing, is the 5,000 stands. To do that is in your QGIS. I will show you again. You must add the appropriate shape files. And if you remember, the data that I provided to you is there will be the data, and I classified as aerial photographs, but then the spatial data as well. And to start with is to add the Mangaung municipality or metropolitan municipality, you must add the parcels. I will show you again, and then you work from that. And then you select the 5,000 stands using that button. And remember, at the beginning I said that I want the assignment, you must send all the shape files to me. So you must export the 5,000 stands to shape files. And after that, you can make your own data for the proposal. So you can create features. You will go through that. And then you can create your own data. It don't have to be correctly for the area. You can make up, say, the new development areas, the urban edge, and all that. You can make it up. So I'm looking at if you can create data, if you can create the shape files. And remember, you can do that by creating points, lines, and polygons. If you look at the proposals, and then you can also, it don't have to be correct. You can create your own existing data. So, for example, existing development, existing public open space. Again, you can use points, lines, and polygons. And I will show you that just now. I will also show you is to add information to features using the field calculator. Then you can symbolize it and then save the project. And at the end, you will create shape files for this. You will create shape files for this, and then you must send me the shape files that you have created. Save the project, and then you send me that save project file as well, so that I can see what colors did you use and so forth. So this is the assignment in short. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you in QGIS what you can do to complete the assignment. Okay, so this is QGIS. There's a new version of QGIS available from the internet, but I will also bring that to our next contact session. If you don't if you can't download that, I will also bring it to the next contact session. But there's a new version of QGIS. I always, like I said, there's a lot of ways to add the data, but I like to use this browser. I think that is the easiest way to download the data. Remember, as I talked to you earlier on, the data is on that the memory stick that I've given you. You've copied it to your computer or whatever, but there's aerial photographs or photos in spatial data. So you must start working with this SG data, and more specifically the parcels data. So how do you add that to your layers and to your canvas? What I normally do is I just double click on that shapefile, and then it will automatically appear here in the layers. The other thing that you can do is you can drag it down, but I double click on it, and there's my parcels, the one that I must use for the 5,000. So just interests that you can look at, I'm going to zoom in here, and then you can see it draws the erwin, and then it draws polygons over the erwin. That is also part of the cadastre data, so you can delete it or whatever the stuff that is on top. What I normally do is to look at my data I change the symbology. And how do you change symbology? You double click on the layer, you open the properties. Remember, you open the properties, and then you change the symbology with this tab. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to change the stance or the cadastre to make it transparent. So then I can look at it again. So what I've done, I've just made it transparent so I can look better at it. And I always add through you remember this XYZ tiles. I open the open street map. Remember, it is now at the top of the stand, so I just drag it down so that I can see the stands on top of the open street maps, so that I can orientate myself and know where am I. So the first task that I've set is you must choose 5,000 erwin or stands. What I do normally is then I use this button here, the select features by area. I click on it, make sure that my layer is highlighted, and then I select a few stands there. You see it will become yellow, and then the other one you see is on top. That is also selected, but the stands beneath that is also selected. So I'm just going to open my attribute table, And see, I've selected 31,000, so that is not correct. So I'm just going to unselect using this button here, or deselect, and then I'm just going to move in to so that I don't have to select so many. Use my selection button again. So select a few there. You see it becomes yellow, and beneath that polygons on top of it. So here's my file. You see it's now 5,358 records. So that is fine with me. It is not precisely 5,000, but I can work with this. And like I've said, you must send me this file. You must send me the shape file. So what I must do is I must export this selection to a new shape file. So I right-click on my layer. I look at export, and remember here that you must save selected features as. So I click on that, and it will open my window. And there I chose S3 shapefile, and then the name of that shapefile. Remember, you use this browse button. I just created on my temp file. I created stuff for training, and there's already, as I've shown this morning and as I practice a little bit. So I'm going to say this is Mangaung Metropolitan Municipality, 5,000 stands. So this is the stands that I'm going to work with, the shapefile. So save, just check, save only selected features. And then I want to add it to my map. So I say, okay. And there it is now selected. So I'm going to switch off my Mangaung parcels. So there you see the 5,000. What I'm going to do again, I'm going to change the symbology, double click on it. Change the simple fill to transparent so that I can see that 5,000 Erwin there. So this is the first output that you must send to me is that 5,000 stands, this shapefile 5,000 stands. And remember, if I look at the files, there's that 5,000 stands, so it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In this case, 6 files that you must send to me. Remember, it is the only shapefile. We talk about one shapefile, but it is that 6 files that you must send to me. Okay, this is the first one, and now if you look at our plan that we have created, is I've done identify an area with 5,000 stands, so that is finished now. So the next one is I must create features. And the first one that I'm going to do is this urban edge. So I'm going to create an urban edge. In this case, you see it is a line. So I'm going to capture a line as well. So go back to my QGIS. There's my 5,000 stands. And I'm going to create a new layer, create layer, a new shapefile layer. Again, I start from the top, the file name, click on the 3 dots there, and there's already with the other stuff that I've created there. So I'm going to call this urban edge, but I'm going to add the 3 because I already, for the other training, I already created there. So I just add the 3, save. Remember, I said it was going to be a line, so I chose a line. And I'm going to add fields. Remember, you have that fields in your table. And so I say type. I'm going to leave it as text data. And then I add to field list. And when I say now, OK, it's going to add the shapefile here to in the layer legend here to the left. So if I open the attribute table of my urban edge, you see it is empty with that extra field that I've created. So there's the type, but it is empty. So I'm going to create my edge now. Again, I'm going to edit it because I want to add features, and to do that, I must edit it. So I use this yellow pencil, click on it. I'm going to add line feature. So I click on that one, and then I can start capturing my urban edge. You must use your planning knowledge to know where the edge must be. So I'm going to click here, and after your large your last click. You right click on your mouse. So your last click, left click, and then you right click, and then it opens this window. So here I can type in what I want to type in, see my urban edge. So okay. So now there it is created there. But I want to change, I want to first save it, because I'm not going to create an urban edge anymore. So I'm going to untoggle my editing. It's going to say save. Okay. There's my my urban edge, but I want to change the symbology. I double click on my layer there, change the symbology of that line. I want to make it a little bit thicker to 1, and I want to change the solid line to a dot line, and then I say okay, and you see there's my urban edge. Okay, the next one that I want to add, for example, I look at my proposal. Let's capture new development areas. But see, here's one polygon that you want to create, another polygon, another polygon, another polygon. So to make life easier, I'm going to only to create one polygon layer, but in the tab field, there you can put in new development or heritage site. So I'm just going to create one polygon layer, go back to QGIS, then my layer, create layer, a new shapefile layer, and let's say SDF information, or I don't know what we'll call that, but let's call it SDF information. Remember, again, we're going to capture polygons. So I change that point to polygon, and I'm going to add again a field to our data type. It stays text data, and then I add to a list, and there it is. So I'm going to say okay. Again, I'm going to open the attribute table, and there you say it is type. Again, it is empty, but there's the field that I've created. So now I'm going to capture my polygons. So again, layer, create layer, I'm go back, I'm selected it, and I'm going to edit it using my yellow pencil. I use this green polygon to add polygon features, and then I'm going to capture my area here, for example. After my last click, I'm going to right click, and I'm going to put in the information. As I've said, I'm going to use new development. New development. Okay, that is my new development. So I'm going to capture the next one, some heritage areas. So I think this one will be the heritage area. So after my last click, I right click, and here I put in heritage area. Okay, it is now the same color, but we will change that afterwards. So what is the next thing? Let's say food gardens. So I'm going to capture food gardens. I think that place is appropriate for food gardens. Left click, and after my last left click, right click, and then I say food gardens. So for now, I'm finished with capturing my polygons. As you can see here, there's a lot of other polygons that you can capture. You as planners will know what to capture. I'm going to only capture these 3 areas, so I'm finished with that. You can investigate other options that you can do with your polygons, but for now is if you can capture that as well. So I'm going to unselect my edit, and then I'm going to save it. So there's my 3 areas that I've created. Let's change the symbology. Double click on my layer symbology. Remember, I'm going to use my categorize, and I classify that. Okay, first I'm going to select the column, the type, classify that. Let's just do it again. Double click, categorize, column, type, classify, and this is the 3 areas that we have created. And you see there's the different colors. The food garden, the green is the heritage site, and this is the new development. And now if you want to change the colors, because you know that the new development must be, for example, green, you double click on the polygon here, simple file again, and you change the color to green because it must be green, for example. So you can change that purple, we want to change that to yellow or to red. Here at my legend, I double click on the food gardens on my simple fill, and then I can change it to red or the color that it needs to be. And then you see that is the 3 things that I've captured for my SDF. Okay, the other thing that I want to show you is if you can zoom into your Erwin, for example, and you can identify using this button, one erf here. You see that what we've captured, that is the information in the cadastre data at the moment. From the GID to the ID and the date stamp of the specific one. If you open the attribute table of your stands, again, you see here's the information of that. And I want to add a field to that because I want to change certain parts of it. So what I do, I select I want to select that field there. And remember that what I've said is that beneath that is that other one. So I say it's 14, and that 14 I want to use this button, move selection to top. So this is in blue is the 14 records that I've selected. And I want to tell, I want to change, I want to add a field and say they are residential areas. So if you need to edit existing features like your ERFs and you want to add their information, I select that Erwin that you want to change, use the field calculator and read from the top. You should only update 14 selected features. Create a new field. Okay, we want to create that new field. We call it type. And it must be a text. And let's make it a little bit more. It's 30 output, the length, and so forth. And we want it, the first round is we're going to say it is res 1. Because it is text, we must put in inverted comma, the 1. Hopefully that will work. Other one. So we're going to change that 14 selected features. We're going to add a new field type, and in that new field type, we're going to put in res 1. So hopefully that works. Let's see. And if you go to the left here, you see there's the res 1 that we included in it. Okay, now I just want to unselect. Use that to unselect, and let's select others. Let's select that few there. Again, that other ones will be over that, but that is not a problem for now. I move the selection to the top. So there's the rest that I again there's a few rest. I think that is the big ones. So, but I want to change that others to commercial. So again, I use my field calculator. Again, read from the top, only update 10 selected features. We are not going to create a new field, but we are going to update existing field. And there we're going to select the type. And here in my box, I'm going to say my inverted comma, commercial 1, and close the comma, and then it will be changed to commercial 1. And then I say OK, and there you see it changed to 1. So then you can unselect it again and maybe select a few others as well. That one will be again selected, that commercial 1, but let's change that to commercial 2. A new update existing field type, change that to, we change that to COM2. I don't know all the land use that you must use. Let's use that COM2. And okay, there you see, change that to COM2, that 7 that was selected. So you can do that going through the data, and at the end you will have your, let's see if I can change the symbology here, classification or categorize type. So there will be that, and all the others will be, I just want that purple one, I'm going to make it transparent, and so okay. So there's the files that we have created. Remember what I said about that polygons that is over that, you can edit it out or whatever, but this is the shape files that you have created. I'm going to save that, and you can use the same methodology using the dots. Layer, create a new layer, shape file, and then you give it a name, and then you use points as a new shapefile layers, and then you go through the same process of capturing it. So this is in short how you will create a map like this one here on top. You have the cadastre data. Now you can create the layers on it. So you only have to create the layers on it with the legend, but as you see in the book, what I want is that you must send me the shape files that you have created, the 5,000 stands, the polygons, the points and lines. But I will just want to ask you to save your QGIS project as well. I'm going to save it there in my temp file directory, training. I'm going to say GIS project. Save. So see, now it is safe, and if you look at the tables there, or in your folder, there is a GIS project. So what you must send to me is the GIS project, the shape files, the urban edge that you have created, and yeah, that you must send to me the SDF information shape file, in this case the urban edge, and then the 5,000 stands that you have exported. So remember to send that to me, as that will be the output of your assignment 2. I just want to see what is else before we go to questions. Yeah, like I said, you can symbolize it like this so that I can see food gardens, heritage site, new development or commercial or whatever. And then you can save the project, and then you send all that information, the shapefile. So remember that in the shapefile there's more than one file. And I just want to comment on, remember at the class when we contact session, I said if you use a GIS package, you can Google and YouTube GIS package, then I will give you extra mark of 2. If you use not shapefiles but the GIS package, but if you it's not a criteria. If you send me shape files, then that is also okay. So your output for your assignment is the shape files that you must send to me with that project file, so that I can see what is your colors and stuff like that. So that is what that I want to tell you this afternoon or this evening. I just want to see if I can. How do I, if I can unmute everybody, but I'm going to unmute you and see if you want to ask some questions.
Yeah, there's a thing to try.
The only thing is I can't help you with. It's the only thing that I can't help you with. All right, are there any questions that you want to ask? Yeah, you can ask, you can put up your hand and then you can ask a question if you have any questions.
icon of your hand in a computer.
Dr. Herman?
Yes, is it Tatu?
Yes, I just want to ask the layer that you created last, the blue one.
Yeah.
How is it that it's categorized and I only see the blue layer?
Yeah. Okay, well, if you get data from the surveyor general, I see. I don't think it is an error. But if I click on this one here, you will see it is the earth number of it is almost a polygon over all the polygons. So what I will not have a problem if you can select this. You see, I've only selected this big one, and if you can edit that. I just want to click there and edit. Then you can delete it. I will not have a problem if you delete that one. And say I delete that one, delete the black, the big one. And you see how it is. I will also delete this one here. So you can. I will not have a problem if you do it like that. What is normally happen? There is a polygon on top of the other smaller polygons. It is also stand numbers. So you can delete that. I'm just going to see if I can undo it. You see, there is the bigger polygons that we talk about. So what I were you, I will not have a problem. I will edit my 5,000 layer, edit it, and then I will select the big one. You see that only the big one is selected. Then I will delete it, and I delete it with this dustbin here, delete selected. Okay, there's another one left, so I'm going to click on that one, the big one, and use this red dustbin and delete. So now I can see the other that few that I've changed, and then I will just save it, and then you can send me this shapefile with that. So that is I just edit some of the data here to make it easier for us to see. Is that fine, Tatu?
Yes.
All right.
Oh my God.
What is the question?
Sorry, Dr. Herman.
Yeah, is it Scott or who's? Yeah.
It's Mbali.
Okay, Mbali. Okay.
I wanted to check those XYZ tiles. Where do we get them from?
Yeah. Okay. In your in that booklet that I've gave to you last time, there is a place there of base maps. But if you right click on the XYZ, okay, let me. I just want to see if I can do it like this. Okay, in that booklet that I've given to you, there you will find this URL, this HTTP and all that, the URL. You will find that in that book that I've sent of that gave to you at the beginning of the year. Or I think it is also on the memory stick or the data that information that I provided. So when you start with that you right click. I just want to do this again, edit. So I copy this. You can copy it or type it in from that information that I've sent to you. So on your XYZ tiles, you right click, a new connection, and there you can say it open tree map, and then you copy, paste the URL in. That you've get from that information, and then you can just say okay, and you will see here is my I think one of them that I've created now.
Okay.
Add them, but you can right click new connection, and then you can type it in or then copy it from that Word or that document that I provided at the beginning of the year. And then you
can, thank you.
So you have also the Google one here and all that. So you can add the Google one as well.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Scott. I see your hand is up.
Yeah. I wanted to ask, is topographical important?
So it's topographic?
Yeah, topographical dots. I see, like on the example, the one in the page you gave us, there's contour lines and so forth in that SDF example. So would that also be something that we should send to you in those shape files or the geo package?
If you want to put that in, you can send that as well if you want to make your map complete. So just remember to send your QGIS project document as well, so that I can see all the colors and all the shape files that you have sent to me and how you have done it. So you can do anything what you want. You just send me the shape file so that I can see what we have done. Make it complete for you. So, yeah, you can.
Oh, okay.
You can send me the contour lines as well.
Okay, great.
Okay, any other questions? Just feedback.
I think.
Yeah, just feedback from yourself. Did you think the Zoom type of sessions will work in the future as well, or did we can we spend our time better at other things, or did you think the Zoom session worked better than this morning? Because this is my second Zoom session, so I was also busy learning to use all this new technology. But do you think it will work in the future as well for classes and so that we don't have to travel, or what is your thinking about using stuff like this?
So this works. It works for me.
Yeah.
Yes, it works. I just think also you need to record it for future reference.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've recorded it. I will just see how big is the file, and then I will. Yeah, I'm busy recording it. So I will. When it finishes, it will download to my computer here, and then after that, I will put it on my YouTube channel. And I think that is the only way at this stage, because I think it will be a big file. So maybe we will check what is. But at this stage, I think I will do it to YouTube, and maybe next time I will use streaming on YouTube as well. But I will check what is the best technology, because this Zoom is for free, but it can be only for 40 or 45 minutes. So if in the future, if we want a longer session, then we must look at something else. But the Zoom, the free Zoom is only for 40 or 45 minutes. So we will do it in the later in the year as well. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but thank you for attending the webinar or whatever. Like I said, this is my second one, so I will also be learning to do it. Yeah, but I think this is the future of classes and giving training and so forth.
I think it's perfect.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you, Doctor.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank you, sir.
Herman.
Thank
Thank you, Doctor. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
It feels good to hear your voice.
Bye-bye.
This is so fun. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Go support.